Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sasindu Perera from the Wilderness and Wildlife Protection Society of Royal College. And welcome to the first lecture of the Branches lecture series. And today we are going to be talking about cheetahs. Okay. So before we start, I just have to say that I'm not a professional. All right. If you all have any questions, please feel free to ask me, but I can't guarantee that I'll answer all the questions. I'll be able to answer all questions, but I will try my best. Just like I said, I'm not a professional. But again, if you all have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do the best I can to answer. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Answer. Okay, guys. So these are the topics that we are going to be talking about today on the cheetah. So first, a little introduction, then the physical characteristics, then the types of cheetahs, their habitat and range, their diet, the importance of cheetahs, the behavior, threats they face, and fun facts. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so then to start off, an introduction. The cheetah is a large cat native to Africa and central Iran. Okay, and most of you will probably know this, but it is the fastest land animal and can run usually up to 80 to 128 kilometers per hour. Okay, and some can even run from 93 to 98 kilometers per hour. Okay, so here again, their speed, you can see in the bullet points, their weight 21 to 72 kilograms, and their conservation status is vulnerable. Okay, so they're classified as vulnerable for extinction. Okay, so any questions till now? Okay, we'll move on. Okay, so the physical characteristics of a cheetah. The cheetahs, they have several adaptations for speed, including a light build. Okay, so they are very light, and also they have long thin legs and a long tail. Okay, they usually reach up to 67 to 94 centimeters at the shoulder, and the head and body length is between 1.1 to 1.5 meters. Adult cheetahs weighing from 21 to 72 kilograms. You saw that in the previous slide. And it has a small rounded head with a short snout and black tear-like facial streaks. So in the picture on the background, in the background, you can see those facial streaks, tear-like facial streaks. Okay, and they have a coat which is usually tawny to creamy white, pale, buff, and is covered with evenly separated black spots. Okay, any questions? Diana?
No idea.
Okay. Moving on. Now we will talk about the types of cheetahs. Okay, the types of cheetahs. First, that's the Tanzanian cheetah. Okay, the Tanzanian cheetah, also known as the Kenyan cheetah or the East African cheetah, is native to East Africa. This subspecies inhabits the savannas and grasslands of Tanzania, Uganda, Somalia, and Kenya. Okay. Next, we have the Sudan cheetah. Excuse me. The Sudan cheetah. also known as the Somali cheetah, Central African cheetah or Northeast African cheetah, lives in the savannas, grasslands, deserts, and arid areas of Central and Northeast Africa. The population is fragmented in many parts of their range and nearly extinct in Sudan. So that means they are separated into small groups, and yeah, nearly extinct in Sudan. So now we have the South African cheetah. The South African cheetah or the Namibian cheetah is the most numerous subspecies of cheetah. The cheetah can be found in the savannas of the Okavango Delta, the grasslands of the Transvaal, farmlands of Namibia, and the arid areas of the Kalahari Desert. Although it has the highest population among other subspecies, the South African cheetah, faces a considerable threat from human activities. Okay, two more. Next slide. Okay, so the Northwest African cheetah. The Northwest African cheetah, also known as the Saharan or the Senegal cheetah, is native to Northwest Africa, and it is one of the most threatened subspecies of cheetah and is classified as critically endangered by the IUCN. Only about 250 individuals survive in the wild, and the skin is almost white and it has smaller spots. Okay, and finally we have the Asiatic cheetah. The Asiatic cheetah or the Iranian cheetah is the rarest of all cheetah subspecies and can only be found in Iran. The range of this animal was once widespread across the Arabian Peninsula and the Near East, and even all the way across to India. However, the subspecies is today classified as critically endangered by the IUCN. Okay. Any questions until now? Again, please feel free to ask us any questions. Okay, moving on, Hansana. Okay, so here we have some pictures of the types of cheetahs. We will give you all a minute to study the pictures, and again, if you all have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We'll move on, Hansen. Next slide. Okay, now we'll talk about the habitat and the range. Okay, so cheetahs are tolerant of a wide range of habitats, including shrublands, grasslands, savannas, and also temperate to hot deserts. Cheetahs largely stay on the ground, but if they want to, they are able to climb trees as well. As recently as 20,000 years ago, cheetahs had a near worldwide distribution, okay, and were one of the most widely distributed land animals on the planet. But now, cheetahs are now found but sparsely across Africa, although their populations have significantly disappeared from their historical ranges in the past. Okay. In Africa, for example, it's estimated that cheetahs are no longer found in 76% of their former historic range. So cheetahs likely only exist in 6% of their former range in eastern Africa, but have most drastically declined in northern and western Africa. Any questions? Okay. We'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so here we have a map that shows that shows the population of the cheetahs. So if you can see the green areas here, these are the areas where cheetahs can be found in the present. All right. So all over Central, Western, and Eastern Africa, and also a small area in Asia. Okay, but if you look at the places, the countries in yellow, those were the countries that used to have cheetahs, but now are extinct. But the cheetahs are now extinct and cannot be found in the areas in yellow. Okay, so once again, the areas in green are the countries that have cheetahs in the present. Okay, the present range, and the area in yellow is the past range. Okay, and I'll give you all a minute to study the map, and if you all have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, any questions? Again, feel free to ask any question, all right, that you all have. Any questions? Okay, no. All right, Hansana, we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, next we'll talk about the diet. So most of you know that cheetahs are carnivores. Okay, so that means they only eat meat. Okay, so they eat small antelope, including springbok, steenbok, turkeys, impala, and gazelles. Okay, and they also eat the young of large animals like warthogs, kudu, hartebeest, oryx, roan, and saber. They also hunt. They also like to hunt game birds and also rabbits. So here you can see a cheetah running at full speed. Yeah. Any questions?
Rồi.
Okay. We'll move on to the next slide. Okay. Okay. So now we'll talk about the importance of cheetahs. So you all know that cheetahs are carnivores, and as carnivorous predators, the cheetah's role in the ecosystem is very important because it helps maintain the balance, and it maintains the balance of the food webs. Okay, so here again you can see two cheetahs hunting uh, prey. Yeah, and again they are very important for the balance of the ecosystem. Any questions?
No idea.
Okay, moving on, Ansan. Okay, behavior. Uh, we'll talk about the behavior now. Adult cheetahs may be found alone or in all male groups called coalitions. Okay, a coalition of male cheetahs, most likely 2 to 3 litter mates that have stayed together, defend a territory against other males, rarely but sometimes to the death. Okay, coalition membership may last for the entire life of the male. Uh, so there are three behavior adaptations of a cheetah. Okay, now we'll talk about those three, and those three are swift speeds, traveling habits, and ability to camouflage themselves. Okay, any questions? Again, if you all have any questions, feel free to ask, all right? Okay, so we talked about the behavior of the cheetah. Let's move on to the next slide, Hansel. Okay, so now we'll talk about the threats the cheetahs face, all right? Um, so cheetahs, in the first slide, we got to know that cheetahs are vulnerable. Yeah, they are classified as vulnerable for extinction, all right? And the main reason for that, some of the main reasons for that is climate change, hunting, and habitat destruction, which is reducing the size of their populations, all right? And also their own genes also pose a challenge to their continued survival. Okay, so again, for threats, it's mainly climate change, hunting by humans, and habitat destruction. Okay. Right. Any questions? Okay.
No idea.
Yeah, we'll. Why are they hunted? Mainly for the skin. Mali. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Yeah. So yeah, we just talked about the threats. Yeah, and Mali asked why are cheetahs being hunted? Well, again, mainly for their skin, and also because some farmers fear that like their farm animals might be threatened uh, by the presence of cheetahs. So they might take it as a threat for their farm animals, and they also tend to hunt because of that reason. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Let's move on, Hansen. Okay. Now we have prepared a small video, some fun facts on the cheetah, some interesting facts. Um, yeah. Hansen, can you play the video? Hope you all enjoy. All right. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Mali has asked, are cheetahs big cats? Yes, they are big cats. Some other big cats are lions, tigers, leopards, snow leopards, jaguars, and also the cheetah. Okay. So that is it, Mali. Hope you all enjoyed the lecture, and if you all have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining, and yeah, hope you all enjoyed.